Hey guys, it is I. Hope you guys are doing well. Just read the latest Berserk chapter, and we're going to talk about it. I believe it's chapter 356. Yeah, it's crazy. We get a chapter every other week it seems now, so I'm not used to this. And as I said before, I really wasn't going to make videos on the latest chapters and stuff because the issue I have is like the author obviously passed away, and it's kind of sad. And to me, it's not. I know the editors and them, they're going off of the original work of what the author had in mind, right? Rest in peace. But it's just like I don't know. But getting Berserk often enough, and it's kind of hard to ignore. So hey, here's my review on this chapter, right? And hopefully, I think it is chapter 356 or 346. I can't remember the numbers because it's rare to get Berserk chapters. I think it's 356. Anyways, let's talk about it, right? So in the latest chapter, we see that Shirike is just it's going through Spirit World, looking for Falconia, trying to look for Casca, and trying to determine what's going on there. So I guess she could lead her friends and spirits there or whatever. But that's near here or there. You see a little girl fawning over Griffith and stuff. But I'm just going to go straight to the important part. The important part is Griffith's overall dream is revealed, right? And yeah, I could go through the whole manga panels and stuff, but like, let me just give you the whole scenario, right? And let's get the meat and potatoes. Griffith is living in his false pretense world, right? Remember, Griffith always wanted to be king of his own country, his own land. And the God Hand appeared before him, and they're making fun of his foolish, childish dream, right? You have your false kingdom. It's kind of like the false contract, or making a deal with the devil, or the bonky paw, whatever you want to call it. You get your wish, but at what cost, right? You lost all your friends, everyone who truly cared about you. You sacrificed them to be eaten by demons. Now you're sacrificing your own horde of demons to pretend to be king of a land that's make-believe, and it's full of shit, right? To what end? It seems that Griffith, and maybe I give him more credit than credit was due, because back in my older videos I was thinking Griffith was going to do some ultimate sacrificial thing to become a god and then recreate the world in his own image, but it seems like he's limited to being a little make-believe king, because then why would the God Hand members themselves come make fun of him in this way and manner? Which, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's the case, then what's the point of everything he's doing? Everything he's doing is just for naught. It's a waste of time. So what the hell is he doing? And that would make sense as to why Guts is like, oh, I see how things are, right? But there's a contradiction. In one way, shape, and form, Guts is free to roam the lands and live his life, save for the night, right? Because he has to fight at night because of the brand. But Griffith in himself, he's not freed, even though he has all this power, and he's essentially a god on earth, right? Because he's a demon king or whatever. But yet he's trapped in his little make-believe land, pretending to be king and pretending essentially to be running a country. But he has no armies to defeat, hence the reason why he creates these demons to kill. He has no lands to conquer because, again, he literally controls the enemies that he's killing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense, right? So, and here's why, right? You're like, okay, what are you trying to say? What is the end game for the series, right? Is the end game showing that, hey, Guts is going to confront Griffith and be like, hey, you're living this false life narrative and you're a piece of shit, and you killed and sacrificed all your friends, but for what end? Like, you are literally living up in this make-believe dollhouse controlling. I think that's the words they're using in manga too. Make-believe dollhouse playing king to subjects that don't even know your true nature, and you're no king, you're just a false king. You're here in this place to what end? So you kill everybody that loved you and care about you for what? To pretend that you're king? Are you kidding me? Like, I thought there was gonna be, I don't know, I guess it's more anticlimactic because that's insane. I guess that's why it's called Berserk. You have to be fucking mad to kill people you love, like your family, your friends. Well, not family. I don't know if they're, but essentially your family. Your friends are your family, right? In this case, right? They were very close. You killed everybody who cared about you, raped someone in front of someone you loved as a best friend, just so you could be a poser. Like, what? Morning. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, it's insane, right? Like, if you stop to think about it, like, if there's no end game, this is probably one of the best written stories ever. Because it hit me like a ton of bricks when I was reading it this morning. I literally just read it a few minutes ago, right? I'm like, wait. You're telling me we went through this whole saga. On Guts' end, we saw growth. We saw a man going through the storm to save the woman he loved and redeem himself by getting revenge against his ex-best friend because of the acts he did. So Guts is driven. He's allowed to live his life. He's allowed to die. He's allowed to endure, right? And yes, albeit he went through a lot of emotional stuff. We see a smile on his face now. But again, he went through a sea of things. He's still allowed to make choices. In Griffith's case, he isn't. He's faking it. And there's no faking it till you make it, because there's nothing to fake, right? Because he is the evil. He is the shadow in the night. He's the criminal, right? So he's a piece of crap, essentially. Like, it establishes that and I kind of love it, because there's no grand narrative. There's no like, oh, there's some ulterior motive to bring all these people into Falconia, to sacrifice them into some ultimate thing where he could actually create the world in his own image and then, like, get his own subjects and truly become a king or god or something. I thought it was going to be deeper than that. But no, it's not. He is just a demon. Essentially, he's just this false entity that cannot transcend his own statures, right? And yes, don't get me wrong, Griffith is an all-powerful being, that's femto. He has all these godlike powers and stuff. But he's still a man in a god's body, and he's limited. I thought he would have been able to eventually create his own empire through sacrifice. And this is what I was thinking before, right? I thought he was going to ascend to the idea of evil or something. I know the idea of evil is just something they talked about, and it's not really in the manga and stuff. But I thought essentially he was going to become like our ultimate god to then, go beyond everything and get to the next level. But that's not the case. Like, he's nothing, at least for right now, right? Because maybe that's going to change and he's going to be like, well, shoots, I have to take out these other people, and then through the sacrifice of the god hand themselves and Falconia, his dream, he becomes the idea of evil or so. I don't know, maybe I'm giving it too much credit. Well, either way, it's good writing. And I don't know if this is what Muria intended. Most likely it is, because again, the author who's doing it now is one of his best friends and his editor. So they had an idea of how he wanted to end it. But yeah, it seems like Griffith created his own prison on Earth. And despite whatever he's trying to do, it's a false kingdom, it's a false narrative. And the one person he seemingly trying to care for now, Casca, I think is more as a mother figure, because obviously he's tied to the Moonlight Child or the Demon Baby or whatever you want to call it. And not because he's actually a good person. Obviously he's a piece of shit, selfish bastard who needs to die. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got from it. So that changes a lot of things in my eyes, right? First off, it means that Guts necessarily doesn't have to suffer in the end, because if it was a greater point to Griffith's purpose, I could see him fighting tooth and nail for it. But to what end is he gonna fight right now? Like, at least narrative driven story, like for me, like writing wise, I don't see why he would fight Guts like for Falconia. Like, okay, like it's a false kingdom, but like the mental fortitude to fight that, and then the God had members taunting him on the other side. Is like he has enemies in front of him and behind him. So I don't think this goes well for Griffith at all. So unless he has some ulterior motive, as I said, and he's supposed to be doing something, but to that end, I don't know, because again, this can't be, can it? I mean, can this be his end game? If this is his end game, it's kind of laughable. Like, is this it? This is what you want to do? So so okay, it can't be his end game, right? Because it's too simplistic. Like, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's really it's too easy. Like, are you kidding me? Like, who are you? Like, come on. You did all this for nothing. Like, shit. You might as well just stay a cripple and die honorably or something. I don't know. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think and comment down below. I think Griffith is a punk. After reading this chapter, I was like, wow, he's a bitch. So, that's what I think. And yeah, I thought that before because he's evil, but now it's like solidified. If this is all he was trying to do, he's a bitch. So that's my 2 cents. And we see that Ricketts' army is gonna be coming to fight, as we predicted years ago. You know, but Rickett, he doesn't look like he grew older. Maybe he is a year older or something. But yeah, you can't get them all right? Because you have to go off of what was written. Maybe they forgot to make him a little bit older because he Guts and them went to the fairy village and time's supposed to flow differently there. I don't know. But yeah, comment down below and tell me what you guys think. And thanks for all the views that you guys give me and the comments. I read all of them. And you guys are pretty smart in the World of Berserk too. So I really appreciate reading that, because I like reading y'all's ideas and stuff too. Because it really paints the world for me as well. Because it's a very deep manga. And I'm really happy that they're possibly going to finish it in my lifetime. I really thought I would have to write in my will, please at least etch or write how the Berserk series ends on my grave. So we might finish it in my lifetime, guys. Yay. But yeah, it's interesting. I think we might actually get an ending, albeit confusing one, as the story unfolds. All right, take care.